Hey everyone, this is Daniel, and in this video I want to go over the mileage app that I built. It's not actually an app; it's more on the flow side, but it's using those virtual buttons. So I want to demonstrate that to you. We'll kind of even go over how the flow works, and then all the other information that you need is in the article. So here is the app. Let's take a look at it. So on the, I've gone ahead and opened up my flow over here, and the first thing I'm going to do is I am going to now click on arrived. It's actually departed. So the way, in an overview, just a brief overview, what the app does is it helps record the mileage from the source to the destination. So basically, if I'm going to a location and I want to see how much is the mileage to that place, when I get in my car and before I leave, I hit on the depart button, and then once I reach the destination, I click on the arrived, and then flow with its magic and it's with the Bing connector, it does all the work in the back end, and that's what I want to demonstrate to you. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the depart. As you can see, I clicked on it. And that means that the flow has run. So let's go and take a look at that flow. Go on depart here, say that just ran, and this part of the flow is pretty straightforward. All it did was the manual trigger, and then from the manual trigger itself I went ahead and got the full address, and then that full address was basically inserted into my Excel spreadsheet. Go to my OneDrive. That's the Excel spreadsheet. You see it just got updated a few seconds ago. Click on that. And the first thing you're going to see is who was the employee who did that. I was the one who ran that. Put the timestamp over there, and then it went ahead and picked up my address, the address where I started the destination. So that's the one thing which was on the first one, is the depart flow. So now let's go and see what the arrive one was. So I go back. Let me go and close out of this so that the flow doesn't cancel. Come back over here. In fact, go back in. Now that I've arrived at the destination, I'm going to click on the arrived button. As you can see, it has arrived and it's going ahead and doing its thing. The flow is running. So let's go and actually take a look to see how the flows, this one's flow is doing. Let's go back. Remember, we're looking at the arrived one over here. It is still running, so let's go and take a look at that. And in the running, what it's basically trying to do is go ahead and find any of the existing ones. It's keeping a tag to see the last one, which of it did not meet the destination yet. So that's what it's looking at over here. And as you can see, it did run successfully. And what takes the most time is because it's going through each and every row of that Excel spreadsheet. So let's now go and take a look at the Excel spreadsheet once again. That was updated a few seconds ago. Click over here, and as you can see, that was the last one, and then there was the location over here, and now I get a total mileage. So that's the full one. It's completed. Key things you want to notice over here was that it did not add another row. It goes ahead and keeps track to see which was which was the last entry that was made and has its destination already been done. If that section is blank, then go ahead and add the destination address over there, and then the flow will also go ahead and take using Bing Maps will tell me the distance between that. So let's actually go and take a look at the arrival flow. So that was the one that just ran, and I'll kind of walk you through a little bit of how that flow worked. So this was the manual trigger, nothing fancy about that. Went ahead and created two variables just to make sure everything was good. It went ahead and picked up my email address from there, and then I created a variable just for distance. Next, I went and did a get rows, because get rows is where I'm able to go and pull all the rows from that Excel spreadsheet sitting in OneDrive, and that's how I'm able to find two things, which was the last one tied to me, and also to go and see if it's what was the value of the destination. So once I did the get rows, I'm looking at the value. I'm trying to make sure that the value I'm getting, value of the employee email address should actually be the same email address of the person who kicked off the flow. The reason I did that is because there could be multiple people using the same Excel spreadsheet, and I just want to make sure that every time an update is made, it is made from my account and not somebody else. So that's why I went ahead and added this condition to see that that employee's email address on the spreadsheet should be the same one whose flow, who's the email address of the flow, who kicked off the flow. Finally, in the length is what I did for the end time, and that's the way I was able to figure out is that the end time was it equal to 0, because that's how I was able to figure out that this is the one which was the last one in the item and also the one which hasn't been updated yet, and that's the one I'm going to go and update. So it goes through this condition and says, yep, that's the one that is still blank, let's go ahead and update that. And in the update, it goes ahead and first adds the address of that location over here, and in the as we move forward over here, it also goes ahead and gets the get route. Now the get route is the total amount of distance that it takes. So the get route is that Bing connector that I was talking about, and this is what I'm using to calculate the entire distance. The way I do that is I go ahead and, when I went ahead and did that update row, I also got the row. So I'm getting the start address. This start address was updated on that Excel spreadsheet on the depart flow. So that's where I'm getting that start address. This full address, this is the address I'm getting in the arrive flow, the one that we just looked at over here. So these are the two ways I get the what's called wave point 1, wave point 2, and then after that I'm just making sure that the distance unit is in miles, and then the travel mode was in driving, because then they could be walking as well. And then after that I went ahead and whatever was the total travel distance that I got from Bing, I went ahead and added it to that variable which I put in over there, and then that I went ahead and gone and updated that straight back to that same Excel spreadsheet. See, that's the last bit over there. So that's how I was able to go and kick off the two flows, making sure that there was the depart, there was the arrive. The first flow is pretty straightforward. The second flow has a little bit of work involved over there, but again, there was no heavy coding. It was just making sure that my logic was right. But the key thing about this one was that it's can be not only for one person, but it can be used for multiple people as well. And that's how it's always recorded. But you can use it however you wish. And in my case, I went ahead and saved it over here on an Excel spreadsheet. You could do that on SharePoint. You can do that on Azure SQL Database. Whichever one that you feel comfortable with. So hopefully the article was helpful. You will have everything available, the remaining information available in the blog as well. And hope you enjoyed it.